Hey everybody, Justin Seeley here, and I've got another Adobe Illustrator tutorial for you. This time around, we're going to be drawing this cool little shutter icon inside of Adobe Illustrator. And we're going to do that in just a few short and easy steps using some basic shapes and also the Shape Builder tool. So let's go over into a new document and start off here. And I'm going to first grab the ellipse tool, and I want to make sure that my foreground color or my fill color is set to black and no stroke is currently being applied. I'm just going to click out here in this, and I'm going to draw out an ellipse that is 450 pixels wide by 450 pixels tall. It can be as big or as small as you want it to be. I'm just drawing it big for demonstration purposes, and so we'll put that right there. And then I'm going to make sure my selection is set to artboard, and we're just going to center it up using those two buttons there. Now, once I've drawn out my first basic shape, I need to draw the middle of the shutter icon. So I'm going to come down to the polygon tool, and I'm going to switch my fill color to white. And when I do that, you might notice that my circle actually goes white. So let's undo that, and let's click away from it with my selection tool, then grab the hexagon tool, switch over to white, there we go. And I'll just click somewhere out on the canvas. I want my radius to be set at about 80 pixels, and I want there to be 6 sides. It's going to be a hexagon. So we'll hit OK. And then we'll just move this into the center of my circle, like so. So I've got the two basic parts of my shutter icon drawn now. I'm ready to start adding lines. So let's grab the line segment tool. And before I start drawing with my line segment tool, I'm actually going to switch to my selection tool, click off, and make sure nothing is selected. Then I'm going to make sure that I grab my line segment tool. I want to make sure there's no fill and that there is a stroke. And we want a nice thick stroke on this. So I'm going to go with about 10 pixels. And so what I'm going to do now is just start on the corners of this hexagon and start drawing out lines. So I'm going to draw out a line that follows right along the edge of this. And the first line needs to be at 120 degrees. And as you're drawing out, you should get a little readout telling you where it is. And then I'll let go. There you see the first line being drawn. Now let's go to this bottom part here. Click and drag up. And this one needs to be at about 60 degrees, just like so. Now we'll draw this one straight across, so just come here, hold down the Shift key, and click and drag across, like so. The next one's going to come right here. Drag this down, it's going to be at 300 degrees. And there we go. Now we'll come to this one. This one's going to be at about 240 degrees, straight down, just like that. And then finally come to this corner and draw another straight line just off of it, like so. There we go. So there's all of our little lines. You can see the shutter icon looks complete right now, but it's not actually a shape. It's just a bunch of separate shapes all together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select all the individual line segments that I've just drawn. I'm going to do that just by holding down the Shift key and clicking on them. Then we're going to go to the Object menu. We're going to go to Path, and we're going to go to Outline Stroke. That's going to turn them all into live editable paths instead of just stroked lines. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shift click in the center, and we're also going to shift click the circle. That way everything is selected. And what we're going to do now is start removing these areas from the circle by using the Shape Builder tool. So I'm going to press Shift and the letter M on my keyboard, and as you can see here, that's going to allow me to create all these different areas. So watch what I can do here. I can just come here and click the individual segments of the shutter icon, just like that. And now I can actually come through and I can delete everything else except what was behind it. And there we have all those shapes right there. So I just deleted everything but the wedges that were left, and then we changed those to black. And there we have our completed shutter icon, which I can now select and scale up or down. Doesn't matter how big or how small. This is vector artwork. Again, it can be used in any project that you need. So this could be something you put into a photography logo. It could be an icon you're using on your portfolio site. It could be used for a number of different things. But as you can see, it's really quick and really easy to draw once you know how to use the right tools to get yourself there. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you had a lot of fun, and I hope you learned something along the way. Be sure to check out my other videos here on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to drop me a line via my blog site at justinseeley.com, and you can also reach me on Facebook at facebook.com/SeeleyFB, and I'm also on Twitter. I'm at Justin Seeley. So thanks everybody for watching this tutorial. I'll see you again real soon.